Welcome to the Explainer series by Advocata. I'm Vimanga, Policy Analyst at the Advocata Institute. Today, I will be speaking to you about debt. Ladies and gentlemen, let's first look at what debt is. Simply, debt is a sum of money owed or due. Like people, a large number of countries are dependent on debt, basically to manage national expenditure. Governments usually borrow for a number of reasons, such as dealing with negative shocks, undertaking counter-cyclical fiscal policy, financing exceptionally large expenditures such as public infrastructure projects, etc. One might say that Sri Lanka has always had debt. And it is true that debt accounted for more than half of GDP until 1995. So what's all this fuss about? Let's start with a bit of history. During the early 90s, the majority of Sri Lanka's foreign debt consisted of concessionary loans. A concessionary loan has typically a long payback period, a considerable grace period, and is subjected to a low rate of interest. However, following Sri Lanka's upgrade to a middle-income country, we lost our ability to access concessionary loans provided by multilateral agencies and bilateral donors. This has resulted in Sri Lanka issuing its first international sovereign bond worth $500 million in 2007. And thereby we have established a culture of raising money using international capital markets to finance our deficit. In 2004, commercial loans amounted to about 2.5% of Sri Lanka's foreign loans. But by the end of 2019, 56% of the country's foreign loans were commercial borrowings, most of which are ISBs.
By 2020, 40% of total debt was foreign debt. This was mainly as a result of domestic debt increasing more proportionately. ISBs accounted for around 45% of this foreign debt.
To learn more about ISBs, please have a look at our video on international sovereign bonds. So what is the problem with debt? Why do we have a problem with debt? This is because the government spends far more than it earns and funds the difference by either borrowing more money or getting the central bank to print money. This is reflective in our debt numbers. Between 2000 to 2019, total spending grew at a compounded annual interest rate of 12%, from rupees 335 billion to rupees 2.9 trillion, with the deficit following suit from rupees 119 billion to rupees 1 trillion. Foreign financing of the deficit grew from rupees 495 million to 314 billion in the same period.
As of present, total outstanding debt is about rupees 15 trillion. This adds up to about 101% of national GDP.
So ladies and gentlemen, if you follow the slide on the screen, it gives a brief summary of Sri Lanka's debt, what is outstanding, and to who it is owed to. So what is our analysis? Well, Sri Lanka's debt has exploded. Government debt relative to revenue has gone up. Further, as debt increases, growth slows, as resources are absorbed by the state, tightening credit conditions. So our debt problem is multidimensional and can affect all sections of the economy. Most significantly, sources of foreign currency revenue and growth prospects. And these have been strained due to multiple reasons, COVID-19 being just one. Moreover, the fact that Sri Lanka has been downgraded by many rating agencies including Moody's and Fitch means that it will be difficult for us to raise money through foreign markets. As a result, Sri Lanka will have to mainly rely on its reserves to meet its debt obligations. And thereby this will affect our current account deficit. As of January 2021, Sri Lanka's gross forex reserves have fallen to US dollars $4.8 billion from US dollars 5.7 billion in December 2020, thus depleting our reserves even further, leaving us heavily vulnerable to a balance of payment crisis. So ladies and gentlemen, I hope we have clarified to you what Sri Lanka's current debt position is. Tune in to our Twitter feed in the coming few weeks to understand the real effect of debt and the impact on our economy. For more content, please remember to follow us on Twitter, Facebook, Instagram and LinkedIn pages. For more content in Sinhala, please follow the Advocata Plus Facebook page. See you soon with more explainers.